Hey guys, how's it going? It's Kyle here with another Guardian Tales video, and in today's video, we're going to be breaking down Kamal's kit here in Guardian Tales. So before we get into this video, if we can get a like on this video, that'd be awesome. Also subscribe to the channel for more Guardian Tales content, and with all that out of the way, let's get into the video. So the first thing I want to talk about is I started a free-to-play, and I ended up going for him. I got incredibly lucky and was able to pull him. So I'm probably going to be streaming this. I think this would be good content to stream consistently. I've been meaning to start a free-to-play for a while now, so I just finally got around to doing it. Yeah, just kind of want to have that announcement there. So the first thing I want to talk about that I think is very unique when it comes to him is his animations. So let's actually break that down before we go into his actual moves. I just want to show you how he works, because without the animations, you really don't have a good idea of how the character actually is. So what he does is he has this drain. So he has this drain, and then see how he shoots that thing at the end. And then with the exclusive weapon, notice how we're getting that the blue effects around. That means you're doing like a defense down or an element down. So he's able to do it immediately as he's starting to shoot because he has the EX weapon. But we'll get into that in a second. I just want to kind of show you, get an idea. And so if you see here, let me get a good example. See, I'm able to go through walls with this, and it's AoE, so it could be up to 3 people can hit with this, and you don't see it. He's like pulling the life force. It's weird. It's like the opposite of what you would expect. Most characters shoot something at them, he's pulling it away from them, so it's kind of bizarre and very unique. And then here we got the weapon skill. If you want to see it, it's amazing animation. Like, that's such a good animation for arena. And I was watching some arena content, and he looks absolutely insane in arena. The only drawback to his weapon skill is that it only goes in like up, down, left, right. It doesn't do any diagonal. So if you got to learn to like cut people off, and then people are going to be able to dodge it. And I think it really needs that counterplay, because this animation's so fast and so good that without that kind of limitation, he would just be too good. I legitimately think he's one of the best characters that they've released in a very long time. I think he's super good and super generic. Like, you can splash him in anything. So regardless of who you pulled for, unless you went pure melee characters for some reason, he's going to be an easy must pull in my opinion. So let's actually break down his kit here. But now that we got the idea of what his animations are, okay. So first thing, 50% ranged attack party buff, which is amazing. But for a ranged character, this is top tier that you want. So it's really cool that he had that. I thought he was going to be something like Eleanor, where he'd have a mixture of earth plus ranged attack or something along those lines. And for him to be 50% pure ranged attack and not force himself to be in the earth faction is really good, and it's going to really increase his value going forward. If you can pull for him, I really think you should pull for this character. I just want to keep saying that, so if you don't finish the video, like, that's my opinion on him. Then we look at his base stats, and 1000 attack, which is better than average but not close to the best. There's a lot of characters that are going to have significantly higher base attack, but it's definitely a respectable amount of attack here. And then he has good base HP at 36k right there. There's definitely above average there. Definitely above average defense as well. It's not the best, but for a caster like this, 300 base defense is very good. Like, to give you an idea, Rue is someone that has like 400, and she's known to be incredibly tanky. And then you look at someone like Tinia, base 188, and this is like a caster style character, so something like that is going to be totally normal. Like, Mariel is actually decently tanky for what she is, and she only has 221 base defense. So a very good start when it comes to these base stats here on this character, and especially when you combine it with a really good party skill buff. Let's talk about his normal attack. So here's the absorbs enemy's life force to deal damage. That's why I wanted to show the animations, because I don't really feel like it does justice. There's nothing else in this game you can really compare his animations to, so you got to just see it. And then on the last circle of life hit, shoots a concentrated orb to heal all allies HP and reduce the enemy's range defense by 20% for 3 seconds. And remember that for his exclusive weapon, because I was able to apply it immediately. You need the exclusive weapon to apply it immediately, not have to wait until the end there. But one thing that's nice though is it doesn't take that many auto attacks to get to the end of his animation. So you could apply this even if you don't have his exclusive weapon. I still think he's going to be a very good character. He definitely improves significantly with his exclusive weapon, but he's still very good without it. Chain skill is going to be Earthly Purification, Airborne to Injured, which is fantastic for a ranged character. So it's going to, when you're in airborne status and you're a ranged character, you're going to do 50% more damage. So this summons an element to deal 220% of DPS is actually going to be 330% because it's 50% more damage, which is great. to nearby enemies and then restores allies HP by 20%, removes negative effects, which is also fantastic. To be able to have a little healing built into his kit on his autos and on his chain skill is great. And then lastly, his special ability here increases circle of life damage and recovery by 25%. From the animations that you guys saw, probably having a little bit more ranged is going to be actually pretty meaningful. So getting him to 5-star ASAP is going to be really important to get the full value out of him. Anytime I see a ranged, any type of ranged buff to a character is always going to have a massive benefit towards him. So being able to increase that, very good. It was already decently, it was definitely like a mid-range to kind of close range attack, but then having that 25% extended range on there is going to make a big difference in my opinion. So overall, like everything I've seen about this guy, he looks fantastic. Where he's going to fit, I think he's amazing in arena. I've seen footage of him just completely demolishing arena. I'm questioning if he's going to be good in Coliseum, probably. I would be shocked if he's not. He's just such a good character. It's just the thing I'm questioning is his range. Is he just going to get too close in there? Is his AI going to be not that smart and he gets a little too close and then just dies? But he brings so much to the table that I don't think it matters. There's just so many threats on the Earth team now that I'm sure people are going to find a really good combination. I think he's really good. And then when it comes to Camazone and Orbital Lift, I think he's going to be absolutely amazing there. He's going to be one of the best characters you could possibly splash in, especially if, some of your other characters get banned. If you're really trying to push the harder versions of Camazone, he's going to be a go-to character. I'm definitely going to be using him a ton in Camazone for sure. And then lastly, when it comes to rating, it's currently the main Earth team is Mayriel, Tinia, Rue, and Bari. And then based on the chain skills here, because he goes from airborne to injured, then you have Tinia. She's the only one that can put people in airborne in this team. She might stay, even though for the Earth team currently, she's splashed in a whole bunch of other teams just because she brings so much to the table. As you can see, she also is a character with the 50% ranged attack buff, so that's why she gets splashed so much. Like all of her stuff is so generic, just like Kamal, where it's wind arrow, shoots 3 arrows at once, and then it's right here the defense down carves Tinia's symbol on the enemies and decreases their defense by 10%. She's not decreasing like earth elemental resistance by 10. It's always just flat defense, so it's very splashable, and that's why she's so sought after for a raid character, kind of like Gabriel, kind of like Veronica. Just Lucy is another example. Just these really splashable, good ranged characters, and I think Kamal is going to be right up in that discussion as well. For the specific Earth team, maybe Bari gets replaced, or maybe Rue gets replaced, or you could potentially even replace Tinia, but you wouldn't be able to chain off without her on the team. So it's just kind of going to be up to you based on which characters you have, what you're trying to do. I think there's going to be a lot of playtesting to be done to really make a good argument one way or another, but I really feel like someone's getting replaced on this team because he does too much damage to not. Or what he's going to be is he's just, since he's so splashable, he might not even touch their team. He might be better suited just to fill up shore up a roster on another team, because their team is actually pretty good for rating. So that's the only thing I can really see is either he's going to, you can free up Tinia's spot. He could be one, because like Lucy, for example, is not in the fire team. Lucy's splashed in water teams a lot of the time, to give you an idea. That could be his role too in raiding, where he just doesn't have a home. He doesn't have like what you would expect his home to be, which is an Earth team. He might just be in some other team. But that's really going to be it when it comes to my evaluation of Kamal. If you guys, I just want to be absolutely clear. I think this guy is a save now. I do want to say some things though about a couple of the last banners. If you have a fire character, if you went for Scintilia or any of the characters on that fire banner before, I think their value indirectly goes up, because you're going to see a lot more Earth characters especially you're going to see this guy in arena for sure. So if you ended up going for that fire character, I'd be pretty happy with that investment. I think they're good characters. I see them in arena all the time. Like if you look at the top 100, they're all in there, at least on the NA server. Then if you are going for arena, or if you're going for Sohi, if you've already gone for them and got them, or already spent your gems, I wouldn't regret it, because I think those are really good characters, and you probably went for them because you have a heavy investment in basic characters. I think even though I keep talking about how generic this guy is and how splashable he is, I think he's gonna, the more Earth characters you have, the more value you're going to get out of him. So if you were heavily invested in basic characters to win arena or Sohi, I wouldn't feel too bad. I think those are amazing characters. They've been meta ever since they've come out. If you were kind of on the fence on going arena or Sohi and still have your gems, definitely save him, because I think he has a lot more upside in being able to cover a wide range of content and do it well. Not only cover it, but excel in it. So whereas the other ones, like I think Arena is more of an arena specialist. I think Sohi is, Sohi's actually good in Arena, good in Coliseum, and kind of niche raid usage. Whereas I think Kamal is going to be amazing in Arena, amazing, like probably going to be good in Coliseum. I wish I could see here. I need to get to World 3 to see what the meta report is on Coliseum, but since they do shards now and they don't do show the full leaderboard like they used to in Coliseum, it's hard to really tell. I got to take it with a grain of salt, but I think he's going to be good in Coliseum, and he's definitely going to be good in raiding. So you got an amazing character in all game modes for Kamal here. So that's why I'm strong push to try to sell you on saving up gems so you can make sure you can take advantage of this. And then lastly, he's a god character, and I think due to the content that's coming through, due to the roadmap for the future, these god characters are going to be a big deal, and this is by far the best god character in the game. You got Pilvice, Veronica, Eleanor, and him, and he easily is the best one out of all of those. So I think that even if they're kind of like mediocre characters, I was like, hey, maybe you should consider pulling for him. But when a character is this good, like meta defining good, and he's a good character, I think it's a no-brainer. All right, guys. Well, I'm going to end the video here. Let me know in the comments below if you agree, disagree, or if there's anything more you would like to add to the conversation. Definitely do it down there. And with that, guys, I am out. Peace.